money, smaller honey, she a good girl, man, but she act bad for me. Yeah, checks in the
Hey, what's up? We're back. LockEmUp Hoops podcast. I am Realistic Randy with Mastermind and Bo Berry. Talk all things NBA. We just talk about the playoffs and how they're starting the second round right now. In other news in the NBA, Luke Walton is now going to be the head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. Mastermind, let's go back to you. This is probably going to affect you the most because you
Laker
are
man.
the Laker fan
Yes, I
of this
am.
group. What do you make of Luke Walton being the head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers?
When I first heard the news, I was really excited. Just because he is a Laker. You know, the Lakers like to keep the blood. You know that line. I understand that, but not just that. Luke Walton he's coming from a winning situation. He is I know that he was 39-4. A lot of people don't give him much credit. They think that anybody like me or you could have coached
Exactly.
that. He started off a 24-0 record to start the year. I don't think that yeah, anybody probably could have coached that, but I think the way he handled that whole situation was, it showed a lot because it, this team has so much expectation coming into the year, and he was able to, get them all exactly. He was able to get them all together, and look, Draymond Green. I think he has a lot to do with what he is doing now because Draymond gave him credit. I don't know if you guys seen it was like halftime. Draymond Green says, "I go to this guy for everything." Like he's so unselfish because he said that Luke Walton was a really good passer, and he was a good passer when he was playing in his Lakers and going back to college at Arizona. Um, he knows he has a good feel for that point forward.
Knows his personnel.
Exactly, he knows the personnel, and he also mentioned that he's going to bring a lot of Steve Kerr's philosophy to the Lakers, and the reason why I like that is because there's going to be a lot of spacing. I'm excited to see what he's going to do for D-Russ. I'm excited especially for Julius Randle because Julius Randle, I think he could be a point forward type of player. But he's going to have exactly, but he's going to have to work on his jump shot. He struggled a lot with that, and he has the aggressiveness to be like a Draymond. So I'm excited to see that.
Exactly.
And I think, and I seen a little rumor thing that Harrison Barnes and Festus Ezeli could follow him, and I would love to see something like that. So I think this could be a good recruiting process as well, just hiring Luke Walton. Luke Walton seems like he's a player's coach. He's 36 years old. He's not going to be like a Byron Scott where he's gonna,
old school and hard.
He's gonna demand so much out of a rookie. Like, come on, like Byron Scott started off this year terrible because
not start your number 2 draft pick.
He just he had exactly just that alone that alone told me that Byron Scott doesn't need to be the coach for the Los Angeles Lakers. But I honestly do think that Luke Walton he's invested. Look how quick this deal got done. I seen an article today where it said that he's really excited and he thinks that the pieces that they have. So he believes, first of all, he believes in the roster that they have. He's not going into the situation saying, all right, we got to clear house. You know what I mean? He's going into the situation where he's like, we can work with what D'Angelo has, with Jordan Clarkson, what Larry Nance is doing, because Larry Nance he's a really athletic short as well. So I'm excited to see what he's going to become or what he's going to do for all these young players. So the next thing is we need a superstar. We need free agents. So that's the next step. And May 17th is a big date for us. That's when the lottery, that's when the balls drop, and that's when we can
Hopefully
see.
It falls to y'all.
The first 3, we need Ben Simmons, we need Brandon Ingram, one of those 2, and we go from there.
Watch y'all pick go to Phoenix too, like it's supposed to.
Nah, that doesn't happen.
So let me talk about that real quick, Bo Berry. I believe actually you mean that it will go to the Sixers because of the trade Phoenix had with the Sixers. So let's talk about that real quick. Ultimately, Mastermind, you brought this up. I had no idea of this trade as far as this draft pick is concerned because I was saying, they're going to have a top 5 draft pick, but you were like, hold on a second.
3.
They need a top 3. Can you explain what happened as far as why they need a top 3, and if they get top 5, it will end up going to Philadelphia?
So this goes back to the Steve Nash curse where they traded for Steve Nash in Phoenix in 2012, and Phoenix ultimately traded that to the 76ers. I think it was like last year, 2 years ago. I can't remember the player, but that pick went to Philly. So that was originally, the Lakers pick, but now it's Philly's pick. So ultimately, I don't know how that works, but just me off reading something, it says that when you traded for Steve Nash, that was the first round pick, and then they traded their pick going to Phoenix, or to Philly. So it's an unprotected pick. I can't get into the business of that aspect. I don't understand that too much, but just going off of that, I know it was traded and it got bounced around a few times. So that pick is ultimately goes to Philly.
So if it's top 3, it's protected. If it's outside that, it goes to Philly.
Right?
It's unprotected.
Okay.
Yep.
So let's assume they get a top 3 pick. All statistics show that they should get it. And you mentioned
Philly got it now. You know what's happening with Philly.
they're just
there's not another big man who dropped at that position at that early. So hopefully we don't even want to talk about that.
Let's not talk about Philly. All they'll do is draft someone high just to ruin their career like they do every single time. And then they're gonna train wreck next season and say, oh, we need another first round pick in the top 3. They do this every single year. That's a whole nother podcast through a whole nother day. So Mastermind, you talked about free agents. They just need this and that. And you say that, and they're gonna have all this cap space. What are they? They're gonna have like what, 60 million? Okay, all right, that's fantastic. But you brought up all they need to do is get free agents. Who's gonna make these free agency calls? Because last time I checked, Luke Walton is the head coach. He's not gonna be president of basketball operations. So at the end of the day, he's gonna be responsible for whoever Jim Buss, Mitch Kupchak, and whoever else in that organization is able to persuade to come here. Whether they say, look at the marketing aspects you can get from LA instead of talking about basketball, according to reports, what they did with Carmelo Anthony and LaMarcus Aldridge.
Pickup was good,
that's why I think that changed, because Luke Walton is about basketball. You know what I'm saying? He's not.
But
he's
Luke,
not
agents are gonna see
but
that.
you know at the end, at the end of the day, no, I disagree with you, Bowberry, because at the end of the day, Jim Buss is going to be the main guy as far as making deals and everything like that with agents in the NBA.
He'll pitch you about Hollywood all day. That's true.
That's just.
But that's why they got Luke Walton, though. Luke Walton is a very attractive coach to go play for. Like free agency, who's experienced. They saw what he did with Steve Kerr out. So
and Jeannie Buss.
That's just the way I look at it.
She gave her his brother. What is it? They have like a 2-year window now. So.
But Jeannie Buss has been saying this for like 10 years. I swear.
No, she said it last year.
She's been saying the 3-year window to me. It seems like she's been saying that for like 5 years. To me,
that's
anyway.
because they keep repeating it. That's why.
That's what I keep.
Probably.
That's what.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it. Like I said, I think I'm still a little bit cautious because Jim Buss is still there. He's still going to make calls. He's still going to be the one that's negotiating with these free agents and their agents alike. And I know Luke Walton's going to be there, but Jim Buss is going to be the main guy talking roster moves. So that's the one thing I'm still concerned about. The way I see it right now is Luke Walton is going to be a good coach with whatever players he just so happened to have that Jim Buss was able to get. So that's the only thing. Go ahead.
I think that they're going to sell their philosophy because, like I mentioned, they're going to do it. It's a whole new system that's going to be in place. So I think just the unselfishness of that system, I think that can attract players. Right. But I agree with you with Jim Buss, though. He has to take a step back, let Mitch Kupchak be Mitch Kupchak because Mitch Kupchak is a good GM. It's just a Jim Buss.
We've seen Mitch Kupchak without Jim Buss, and he's been great. He's been been one of the better executives in the league for quite some time. So we know what Mitch Kupchak is all about. If I'll give you this much, if there's ever been a window of opportunity for the Lakers, it's right now.
Right now.
If they get a top 3 draft pick, they got a new coach, they got some young players that can turn into stars, and then maybe that can be enough to attract some free agents to come in. Who knows? We'll see about that. Bowberry, what's your take?
I mean, Laker man mastermind over there. He covered a lot of my points already. I completely agree with everything he said, 100%. Just added on to it a little bit. It's just, smart move. The guy, was 39-4, I believe, before Kerr came back. So, I mean, that just tells you a lot right there. I think I've discussed this with you, Mastermind, a few times before. I was like, yeah, watch this guy get a head coaching job now. And, I predicted all this kind of happening, months ago. Because you don't go 39-4 not being a good coach. You still got to coach the team. People are like, oh, he's the assistant and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, at the end of the day, you still got to coach these guys. These guys still got to be able to respect what you're trying to implement into the system and everything, because that's two different styles at the end of the day. Even though it's still based from Steve Kerr, but it's a whole different way. It's kind of like Tyronn Lue and David Blatt. It's the same situation, except they didn't fire Kerr. So at the end of the day, it also I have to agree with you too. It attracts free agents with this move. I think it's a very smart, well calculated move. I mean, You were kind of like an array with like, you know, having the D Russ scandal going on, Nick Young scandal going on. You still had Byron who had his issues with D Russ. So you just erased all distraction. Like honestly, now you probably will forget about the D'Angelo Russell situation and the Nick Young situation because once Nick Young's gone, oh yeah, Laker fans will probably never forget, players will never forget. Media-wise, it'll be forgotten because now you got a clean slate for this kid. You know, you got Luke Walton, like you said, I think he's 34, 36. 36 years old. So it's a young player coach thing. Like he can relate to that generation of these young guys who are 22, 23 and guide them as being young players coming up through the league. So I think he's a good coach for player development as well. We'll see that next season, but that's my opinion on that. And overall, I just think it was a great move. I don't like to see the Lakers down. I mean, I'm a Celtics fan, but you know, I can talk about the Lakers as if I'm a Laker fan because I just like the whole rivalry of just the Lakers Celtics in general. So a piece of me is gonna be like, I want to see the Lakers do well because I see the Celtics doing well. So I just hope everything goes well with this move and they attract the free agents that they need to do, and hopefully they don't just sell. Like you stated over there, realistic Randy, just, it's Hollywood, like, come over here, the bright lights in the city. Like, you know, they will do that, but hopefully it's just nothing but that. And hopefully Luke Walton is, you know, the solution to being like, okay, free agents will look past the Hollywood pitch and be like, well, there's a good coach over there, so let's do it.
And think about this.
That's it.
Think about how the Warriors, how they ended their season last year. So they won the championship. You know, they were America's, you know, darling, you know, of the season last year. And they had all these, really not really much expectations. It's arguable because a lot of people said they were lucky and everything like that. But think about this. They could have came into this season content as hell, saying, "Oh, we're big and bad. We don't got to worry about nothing." But they came out, like you guys mentioned, what was it, 24-0 they started, and it was under Luke Walton. So coaching does play a big part in that because they could have came out and just been, you know, erratic and irresponsible and stunk it up as far as, okay, maybe we need to hit the reset button. Let's figure out how we did so well last year. No, they continued from last year's momentum and they built it into the arguably the best team of all time, 73-9. So
literally.
Yeah. So we'll leave it there. We're going to talk about buzzer beater next. This is the LockEmUp Hoops podcast. I am Realistic Randy with Mastermind and Bowberry.
More rides, new life, new gigs, new this, new that. My home, my place, bigger names, bigger money, smaller honey shit. Good girl, man, but she act bad for me. Yeah, checks in to get a check.